I wanted to make a deck that was all things that I loved. I didn't want to have a scary tarot deck where you're picking these cards and then you're already feeling bad because you're doing a reading for yourself. And then you pick these cards and you're horrified. I'm like, this is not right. There's like a better way. And that was the way I wanted to create. Like, okay, you have questions. It's okay you have questions, but like the Hierophant. Let's just get over. This is like way outdated. Like the Pope card, the guy that's like the heavenly voice and all that. No. So I was like, well, let's make him the Rat Zodiac. Because the rat is really about community. And the rat is very clever. And the reason it's the first animal to greet the Buddha is because it got a lift on the ox. Like, I call that card the telepathy card. And also kind of like the internet card. Because there is that sort of really rapid communication that can happen. And also kind of a misunderstanding, because there is a bit of channeling going on when you're receiving information and it's coming through the internet or it's coming through these electro waves. It can be misunderstood or misinterpreted, and then it has power, right? Like the Pope. Okay. Here are the 12 animals. How do they fit in on this journey? So I did start with that. I don't know. And then I was trying to figure out how to represent them. Honestly, I don't know how my creative process works, Kimberly. It just kind of comes through me, and it's hard to explain. But when it makes sense, you're like, yes, this is it. I get it. This is the one.
I think that's what Tom is admiring too. It's just like, it just comes through. It's inspired. It's just not like you just said how special and unusual your style is. Like he's never seen anything like it. And he just put. And that's what comes through in these cards. They just feel so original, I mean, I've seen so many decks. And this feels like it's a blend of so many different aspects of transformation and growth, and you're blending them all together in a very unique way that's really user-friendly. Like, it feels like it has helpful... What I like about the book, too, is very direct. It gives like practical things you can do. Like oftentimes tarot is like this very lofty, or kind of like you have to figure out how that applies to your situation, or or how it applies in your life. And I love how you just give very clear suggestions of how to bring, whether it's like meditation and mindfulness in, or the different qualities. So that's something I love about it.
Can I quote you?
Yes, of course. And then what about the dream card? That one is...
Ooh, the High Priestess. Yes.
Yeah.
So she's the High Priestess, but she's like in Chinese form, shamaness. And they were like part of the dynasties. That was way back when women were actually allowed to be in the court and kind of guiding the emperor. And maybe it got abused, probably got abused, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't, like, they would throw the bones, the oracle bones, and, choose dates. And then they sort of became overrun by the Taoists. The 3 patriarchs of the Tao took over the shamaness, the Wu Po. But, back in the day, the women had some say over, or had some influence over the king. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like in the dream card, it's like, how do you access your intuition? This is like keeping the veil. So the veil is the veil between worlds, between the visible and the invisible worlds. And the dogwood flowers are there to kind of bring messages, which they do. And I'm sure there are plenty of other plants that people might connect with that also bring messages. So it has the dogwood flowers of the physical plane, bringing and instilling the messages. And the Wu Po, she has her eyes closed, but she's still here in the physical world, but she's accessing both realms. So.
Mm-hmm.